Okay, next let's create the ExtraLife for the Powerup object. So what we'll do, we have some more icons, or excuse me, sprites in here. In our enemy, we're going to use the idle orb blue to drag that in there. And let's name it something more than that, or better than that. We'll call it, we'll call it ExtraLife. Okay, we're going to tag it as ExtraLife. We've already set up a tag for that. If you haven't, create a tag, call it ExtraLife. Okay. It's probably not, I don't know if we're going to use that tag, but let's leave it there for now. And the other thing to make sure of, we want to make sure that the player has a player tag on it so we can tell when the player bumps into something. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add a component to our ExtraLife object, which is going to be a collider, circle collider. And what's going to be different about this one? Now, first, let's scale our ExtraLife thing up a bit and scale our circle collider down a bit. And the circle collider, we're going to call it a trigger. So that means there's not going to be any sort of interaction with physics going on. It's just going to be something that triggers an action. All right. So in order to see what that's going to do, we're going to create a new script. We'll call it ExtraLife trigger. Not ExtraLife, ExtraLife. Create an add. And then in that, we're going to have a void on, on trigger enter 2D. Come on. Oh, I hate when my sort of auto-completion just flakes out on me here. All right, on trigger enter 2D, and we're going to get past a collider 2D or a collision 2D. I believe that's the, yes, collision details returned by 2D physics callback functions. Yes. Whoops. Collision 2D. And we're going to say if, call it obj there. Okay. Or collie, if collie dot gameObject dot tag equals player. Now, one thing we can do that we've been doing a lot of comparison to tags, so to make sure that that's a valid tag from now on, maybe save us a little debugging time later on, we'll say compare tag. And the nice thing that does is if we pass it an invalid tag, it will return an error. Or it'll, we'll have a compiler, all kinds of problems will come up, so we'll know that, yeah, this is a real object or not, or a real tag or not. Okay. Oh, excuse me if you're yawning. So we see that. If that happens, we want to say rocket physics dot, and this is something that we've made a static, so it's something we can all refer to, statics lives plus plus, and we're going to say destroy this, well, we could just say game object. So that will destroy the game object we're currently looking at and give us an ExtraLife. So right now it's right smack in the middle of things. Let's not do that. Let's move it over a bit at least so that it doesn't immediately power up. Okay, it's over there. Play. And we're in the waiting mode here. Okay, now we're active. And if we hit that, nothing happens. Because I must have did something wrong. All right. see what we did wrong. We have the ExtraLife that has an ExtraLife trigger. It has is trigger. I probably, let's see. Let's do this. Let's quit this so that we get our proper IntelliSense, IntelliComplete, Intelli whatever it is stuff back. And say on trigger enter 2D. Collider 2D, not collision 2D. All right. My memory failed me on that one. Okay, come on, and we go. And okay, we get 4 lives instead of 3. So, what we might want to do, now we're going to turn that into a prefab. And actually what we'll do is we will have it destroy itself after a few seconds so that it will disappear. So it starts, we're going to say destroy game object in 5 seconds. So 5 seconds after it appears, it will go away. Oh, what happened here? Object, destroy object. Oops, that should just be destroy, not destroy object. So, like I said, sometimes that autocomplete just gets the better of me. So after 5 seconds, that will disappear. So what we should do is we will have the enemy spawn randomly every few seconds a power up. So we'll say, we'll have it. It's got invoke shoot, so we'll say invoke spawn power up. And we'll do that a little less often. We'll say 3.5 seconds or so. Every 4 seconds. 4.5 to 5 seconds. So we need to spawn power up. Let's see. Oh. And that should not be in there. It should be in here. Okay. Spawn power up. Matching that now. Spawn power up. Okay. And just because I'm lazy, cut and paste here. And it's going to be PU. And we're going to say PU was instantiate power up prefab. And it will, oh, it'll just put it right where we are. Quaternion identity. Okay. And we need to come up here and create a power prefab. What do you call it? Just power prefab? Okay, good. Power prefab. And hopefully that should just work. I always say that, famous last words. And we'll take this, turn that into a prefab. Get rid of that one. And we'll let the enemy know about prefabs for the power up. Where is it? ExtraLife. Power prefab. Let's see what happens. All right, now we're not going to shoot the enemy. We died, but we died again. Come back to life. Oh, look, a prefab. Oh, we lost all our lives already. That's a bummer. Let's try that again. Okay, we're coming to life. I hate when that happens. Okay, let's give him a chance to shoot at us here. And he gave us a power up. That's good. We really have to work hard for these power-ups. Come on, come on. Let's get a power-up for crying out loud. Enemies are too powerful. Ah! Back to life. I liked it better in the version of the game that just randomly powered up. This is tough. This is tough. One last time. And if I don't get it this time, I'm going to just assume that you can figure it out. Trust me. Oh, don't shoot across the screen. All right, well, trust me, that's what happens. All right, good luck with that.